Hello everybody, Parallel here, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. Now in Season 13.5, we got a new feature called the Endeavor System. Now this system is basically like your typical, daily challenge system that you've seen in, many other MMOs. For example, Blade and Soul has, the daily challenges. You complete some dungeons and you get a reward box. Another one I could think of is like Final Fantasy XIV has daily roulettes that each give extra rewards for running dungeons. And this is along those same lines. So what I'd like to do is take a look at this Endeavor system and try to explain exactly how it works. And take a look at what the rewards are, because the rewards are important. Is it worth your time doing this? And then finally, just, kind of give my overall impressions of this system. Is it a good system? Does it work well? And so on. So first things first. So the Endeavor system, basically when you log in, you're going to see a new item in your quest log. And it is going to basically display your current endeavor. And this resets 3 times per week. So you only can do a total of 3 endeavors per week. It's kind of odd why Cryptic chose to do it this way, but for whatever reason. So it's basically Monday and Tuesday you'll get an endeavor, Wednesday, Thursday you'll get a new one, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is another endeavor. So you can only do 3 per week. Now the endeavor itself, the task that you need to complete, can vary widely. There are a lot of different things. Tasks to complete. So for example, I remember a week ago there was one to complete the PvE queue called Counterpoint. There have been some tasks that are more like achievement type things. There was one to do a certain amount of Polaron damage. There was another one pretty recently to kill 10, Mirror Universe enemies on the ground. So you had to use a ground map and kill 10 Mirror Universe enemies. Or maybe it was 20. But in any case, it's along those lines. There's quite a few, different tasks. So it's not just completing a dungeon like in many other MMOs. So it's quite a diverse range. In fact, you can see the one here for today is visit 6 star systems and tour the galaxy. Now this one's actually kind of funny because, believe it or not, I've never done Tour of the Galaxy. I've heard it's actually a pretty good source of energy credits, and there are a lot of good guides out there if you're interested in doing the Tour of the Galaxy. So I've actually never done this before, so I'm going to give this a try here and complete it here in this video. I'll just do this, completing the 6 star systems. I don't know. Now, typically the way the Endeavor works is you don't actually have to complete it depends, but you don't actually have to complete the entire quest. You just have to complete the tasks specifically listed in the Endeavor. So, for example, in this case, I only have to visit 6 star systems in Tour of the Galaxy. Now, my guess is you don't actually have to complete Tour of the Galaxy, 100% to actually get credit for this. As soon as you visit the 6 star systems, it'll probably immediately give you credit. And it's worked that way in the past for other endeavors, like there was one, the one for completing Polaron damage. You just do that amount of damage, and it will immediately reward you. The Endeavor box, the prize box that you get. It will just immediately grant it to you. You don't have to hail anybody. There's no turn in you have to do. It just immediately grants it the minute it is complete. So it's actually very nice in that regard. You don't have to do any hailing. You don't have to click accept. So it's a very sort of easy to use system. It's kind of out of the way. You don't have to, particularly, fiddle with the UI or anything else to do it. It just pops up in your quest log every couple of days. You just do it and it auto completes. So from that aspect, it is actually, a pretty nice system. So what are the rewards you can get for this? Now, what you're actually rewarded when you complete an endeavor is one of these endeavor prize packs. You can see I have 7 of them saved up, and I'm going to go ahead and complete this one here and open up all 8 of these prize packs and take a look at the rewards. Now, My understanding is that the rewards themselves it can be of various different things, but it ranges from your typical like energy credits, marks, dilithium. What else can it be? I think it could be crafting materials even, or I think maybe even a spec point or like experience points. So you're sort of your typical rewards. But I do want to see, there is a chance that when you open one of these boxes that you can get sort of a jackpot and get an extra bonus on top of that. So I am curious to see, just opening these boxes, how many, how the rewards are, what are the chances of getting a jackpot, and how that actually works. So we'll do that here after completing this current endeavor that I'm on, and kind of give a judgment of how good these rewards are. You can see I've actually been saving up for a while. The fact that you can only complete 3 of these a week, and that's it. And so this has only been out for a few weeks now, since season 13.5 came out. So I'm sure many of you have already completed several of these now that that the system has been out for a while. So let's go ahead and accept Tour the Galaxy here. So yeah, like I said, believe it or not, I've actually never done Tour the Galaxy. Let's go ahead and hail. So I'm actually going to, I'm actually starting over here in the Breen system. Now, like I said, there are many good guides out there available on the wiki or on Reddit for Tour the Galaxy. There are good ships you can use. There are lots of ways you can improve your sector space speed and your transwarp. I'm in fact using my good old trusty Tier 5 Vesta, which actually has a really cool set bonus from its consoles where you can get, what is it called? The Chronoton Integrated Quantum Slipstream. So this is basically a significant buff to your quantum slipstream drive, which really helps you complete Tour of the Galaxy if you are interested in doing it. And you can see it right here. It actually, I believe it gets you up to, what is it? Up to warp 25 when you're running it. And it also gives you, I believe it lasts for 60 seconds instead of 30, which is also quite significant. But yeah, I mean, there's a few other things. So like I said, I've never actually run Tour of the Galaxy, but there are. I found that I did have a few items available that would help improve it. So I went ahead and used those. For example, the Obelisk Warp Core is very good for it because of its it has a recharge reduction on Slipstream, which is excellent. I mean, you probably really are going to need that to do well. It also gives you the turn rate in Slipstream and the Slipstream speed bonus, so a very good warp core for doing it, and you get it, from doing that one Solanae mission and the Solanae Dyson Sphere. Another item you got fairly recently, this is from the Delta Flight mission, and this is the Polaric Modulator, which also gives you some buffs to your Slipstream, which is nice. Anything else? I think the Mako, the Mako impulse engines give you some buffs to your sector space speed. So there's a few things you can run to help with it. All right, so let's go ahead and start it here. And while I'm going through, like I've said, I've actually done it before, but we'll give this a try. So I've already noticed one thing is that if you start inside of the if you start inside of the quest marker, it didn't seem to give me credit. So I'm going to try to reverse out here and see if it... I don't get this. I don't know why it didn't give me credit right away for Breen. But, so yeah, there's lots of good guides out there that can kind of plot out a good path for you to take and so on. So let's give this a try. Breen and get credit, and let's see if it fills up the how close do you have to get for this? Oh, maybe I just needed to get closer. All right, so that did give me credit, and you can see it already filled up. So let's head over to Frangenar, and let's go ahead and let's activate our Slipstream drive, speed this up. So one interesting thing here that I think is one of the primary goals of this system is to, in fact, try to get you to reuse old content. And I have to say, in that respect, I think the system works quite well. Like I said, I've never actually done Tour of the Galaxy before, but having this endeavor pop up here did, in fact, motivate me to give this a try. I've never actually done this before, but I said tell our system. What are you waiting for? There we go. So I decided to give this a try. And also, like I said, a few weeks ago, there was a endeavor to complete the counterpoint queue. And I had, in fact, not done counterpoint in a very, very long time, ever since, since before the, I'm going to run right into this, aren't I? Yeah, since before the, what was, what reputation was that? Was that Terran? Yeah, it was Terran, right? I mean, I haven't run that queue since like the first month of the Terran reputation when I was grinding for marks way back then. So, in that regard, I think it's actually pretty good. Good point of the system to get you to reuse old content and go back to things that you maybe haven't done in a long time. And it has even, for example, there was another one to do Polaron damage. I didn't really have a Polaron build, and there was a recent upgrade weekend, so I went ahead and put together a Polaron build during the upgrade weekend to complete that endeavor. So I think in that respect, it is actually a pretty good system. I mean, obviously, the Endeavor system in and of itself is not really quote-unquote new content. It's just basically getting you to reuse old content. Is Chappelle one of the systems? Yeah. Okay, my slipstream is back up, so let's go ahead and use that. Now, so you can see I've already completed 3. 4, 5, 6. So we should be able to complete it pretty quick here. So, it's not new content in and of itself, but it is getting you to reuse old content, which, I think from Cryptic's standpoint, that's good. Anytime they can get more use out of existing content, that is a plus for them. So they're trying to stretch it as much as they can. And I am kind of surprised, honestly. This is a pretty staple feature in most MMOs, so I think it was a good idea for Cryptic to finally get this into. We didn't quite finish yet. One more. Yep. So you can see with this transwarp setup here, this build that I'm using, it did get up to a little over warp 30, so that's not too bad. I don't know if once I get good at this and actually learn the paths and everything, I'm kind of curious to see if this build could actually complete the entire. Tour of the Galaxy in time. But there we go. We did complete what we needed to for the Endeavor. As you can see, it immediately completed. It. Yep, and it already put the box in your inventory, so that's it. So you just have to complete it. Box goes in your inventory, and you're done for the next couple days. So yeah, it works really nice. So I'm just going to let's see here. So let's go ahead and let's check out the rewards. So I've got 8 of these boxes saved up. So let's just go ahead and open these up and see what we get. All right, mark package. So, okay, so you actually get a variety of rewards. It's not just one big reward. So 150,000 energy credits is not too bad. 50 mark choice box, some R&D materials, and then a 100 mark package. Okay. What else we got? 50,000 energy credits, advanced R&D materials, and normal. Okay. Elite R&D materials, 50,000 mark package. Oh, 1,000 dilithium. So about as much dilithium as you get for like completing a a little better than like an advanced Q. Oh, there we go. That's a lot of energy credits right there. 150,000, 150,000. So that's 300,000 right there. So I'm not really sure. Is the 150,000 is a rare reward? Is that what I'm seeing here? And then you got the common rewards. And I guess if you're hitting a jackpot, then it must be like the very rare type rewards. Okay, more energy credits. Gotten a lot of the energy credits. Aha, so we did get, finally in the last box here, is the rare version of the dilithium, which is 2,500, rather than just the uncommon, which was 1,000. Curious to see what the purple would be. So out of 8 boxes, I only recall getting 1 purple, and that was for elite R&D materials. So what are all these? Oh, these are all the mark packages. Okay. So for the materials, did it just looks like it did. It just gave it right to me. Verteron particles, titrazine gas. So the materials open up immediately. Energy credits open up immediately. But the choice packages you actually get. Are these account bound, I wonder? Ooh, so they are account bound. So that's actually good because, as I mentioned earlier, you can only complete this once per account. It's not per character. So it is good that the rewards are, in fact, account bound. And also those reward boxes that I opened, those are also account bound. So you can actually, if you want to, this would be actually very good. For example, if you want to grind out some marks on an alt, you could send all these boxes to your alt and they could open it to get the marks. That would actually be a very nice way for getting marks onto your alt without having to grind. So that's a pretty nice thing about the rewards. But I think my only, just talking about the system as a whole, my kind of reaction here to the rewards that I got, the amount of energy credits was decent. The dilithium, not the best in the world, and I didn't get it out of every box. The R&D materials are kind of meh. The mark packages I can see being very nice, particularly for alts. So, it's a pretty, I'd say decent rewards, but I'm definitely not blown away. And I think the main thing about the rewards is that it's nothing really special. I mean, you're just getting more of what you can already get using other activities, right? It's just more dilithium, a little more energy credits, whatever the case may be. It's a decent amount, and most of the endeavors you can complete quickly, so there's not a lot of opportunity cost there, right? You can just complete the endeavor fairly quickly, and this is just kind of extra bonus rewards on top of that. So the rewards themselves from the boxes don't seem that great, but then again, you don't have to do a whole lot to actually get them. So, it's kind of a give and take there. So I would say overall, pretty decent system. Here would be my, just a quick suggestion here. I would say to make the rewards a little bit more special would be, what I was kind of hoping for, and it was, before season 13.5 came out, what I was hoping for was that these would actually give some low buy, because there are, so few ways to get low buy in the game anymore, especially for like a free to play account or for new players. I mean, the only way to get low buy is to actually open, actually buy keys and open your, open actual lock boxes. That's the only way to get low buy. So it would have been nice for an alternate way to get low buy. And I thought the Cryptic might do that because they just recently, they added the Admiralty campaign for Ferengi, which is another source for Gold Press Latinum, which there wasn't that very many sources for Gold Press Latinum in the game. Now, Gold Press Latinum is kind of worthless because there's not really much you can get with it. But low buy, on the other hand, is actually a very good currency. There's some great things you can get with low buy, and it's kind of unfortunate. And the fact that you can only open 3 boxes per week for an entire account, no matter how many alts you have, it would have been nice to get be a very limited supply of low buy, say like maybe 5 per box. That'd be like 15 low buy a week. That means after, maybe, 4 weeks or so, you can maybe get one of the lower end, one of the lower end low buy items, for like one of the 50 low buy items after 4 weeks of completing endeavors. seems like a pretty reasonable pace, and it would take months and months of doing endeavors to be able to get like a low-buy ship. So I think just giving a nominal amount of low-buy would have been a great addition. So that'd be my suggestion, just to make it a little more enticing. I do like the goal behind the system. I mean, it makes sense for Cryptic to reuse old content. A lot of MMOs do it. It's not necessarily a bad idea. In fact, for whenever like a PvE queue pops up, it actually gets people to do some of those old queues that haven't been done in a long time. And, if you've looked at the queues in Star Trek Online, there are, 90% of the queues are dead, completely dead. Nobody runs them ever. There's a few of the more popular ones like ISA or CCA. Those are run all the time, but there are, dozens of queues in here, both ground and space, that just never, ever get run anymore. So an Endeavor system is, would get people maybe, running one of those, and actually, with the extra reward you get from the Endeavor, it might actually be worth running. So that's all, that's all good. It's admirable. It's not, some people might think it's like lazy content because it's only reusing old stuff, but there is a lot of old stuff. Star Trek Online is a pretty venerable MMO now with 7+ years. So there's a lot of old content. So it's not necessarily a bad thing getting people to go back and redo some of these. So from that perspective, it's really good. The rewards are decent, but not amazing. I think just putting some low buy in there would have pushed it over the top and really made this an excellent system with some great rewards. But other than that, I guess that's about it for the Endeavor system. So what do you guys think? Have you done the Endeavor? How many have you done? Have you gotten some of the great rewards out of here? Maybe what, if you get like a really jackpot reward on some dilithium, it might be great. Maybe up in 5,000 plus dilithium just from that would be a pretty awesome reward. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments below. Anything great that you've gotten from the Endeavor reward? What do you think of the system? Like I said, it's not the most innovative system in the world, but it's so common in MMOs now to have these daily challenges. It sort of fits right in, and it's easy to use. It's out of the way. It just completes automatically. So there's not really a downside to doing it. The rewards are pretty cool. For the amount of time you have to invest, it's worth it. So there you go, guys. That is the Endeavor system. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.